Yes, the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. What can be said about them? I don't know, my memories of them from my childhood are kind of spotty, actually. But still, there is no denying their popularity. In addition to their comic book, they have also starred in 5 animated TV shows, a live-action TV show, and up until now, 4 movies, with their last movie in 2007 rebooting the franchise. Hey, do you remember how in my Dawn of the Planet of the Apes review I stated that some reboots don't make it past their first installment? Well, that was the case with this Ninja Turtles movie, so it's back to the drawing board with their 5th installment, produced by Michael Bay. I suppose this movie's fate is sealed since he's involved, but first, let's take an honest look at the movie. Welcome to Short and to the Point, where I review movies in 5 minutes or less, or your money back.
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Turtles counted on 1, 2, 3, 4. Turtles. Mutant chain reaction. Turtles. Living underground. Ninjutsu action. Turtles. It's a shell of a town. Turtles counted off. 1, 2, 3, 4. Turtles. There's no one better.
Watch out for Shredder.
Turtles. They're like no others. Turtles. There's teenage brothers. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Our story begins with Master Splinter explaining to the audience, his students, that the Foot Clan is on the rise, and they will soon have to confront them. After this obvious exposition is over, we ironically enough cut to the one person that could have told us the exact same thing, and make it sound like real dialogue. Channel 6 reporter April O'Neil, played by Megan Fox. And I gotta say, I liked her characterization. She's a go-getter reporter that won't let anything stand in the way of her obtaining a story, including her own personal safety. And while Megan Fox's acting wasn't spectacular, I could buy that she was April, and I did find her personality to be likable. Her investigation into the Foot Clan's activities leads her to discover that a mysterious vigilante is foiling their crimes, and after a battle in the subway, she discovers that there are actually 4 vigilantes. Ladies and gentlemen, I give you the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, and something about their character design looks off. In addition to the Turtles looking like they've taken one too many steroid injections, I think the CGI team went overboard trying to make them look less cartoonish and more realistic, which is kind of distracting, but not so much that it ruins the movie. As for the Turtles as characters themselves, Michelangelo, voiced by Noel Fisher, steals the show immediately. He is by far the funniest character in the entire movie due to his lack of focus and his comedic lines sounding natural instead of forced. I'm not sure if the other Turtles' voices worked, however. For example, Alan Ritchson, I think he was trying too hard to make his voice sound rough and intimidating as Raphael, and the same can be said for Jeremy Howard's nerdy voice as Donatello. Nothing really stands out about Johnny Knoxville's voice, but that's to be expected due to him playing the level-headed leader of the team, Leonardo. Also, some of the typical traits associated with the Turtles were awkwardly established, such as why they enjoy eating pizza, or not fully fleshed out, such as Raphael's hostile attitude. But again, I could at least buy that they were the Turtles, and I did think they acted like a family. Now, if there's anything about this movie that I did enjoy, it's that it's able to have fun with itself. It's more than willing to acknowledge how 4 turtles that know martial arts sounds ridiculous, and because the main characters are teenagers, they do crack jokes every now and then, or in Michelangelo's case, every second of screen time. And Tony Shalhoub as Master Splinter also got some laughs out of me, especially the way he disciplines the turtles, and the CGI used on him actually is creative, especially what he does with his tail. On the flip side of things, if there's anything I don't like about this movie, it's a certain change made to the characters' backstories. They are still 4 ordinary turtles and a rat that were mutated due to a lab experiment, and before I go any further, I checked the original comic book backstory, and yes, Splinter was originally just a rat, as opposed to a human transformed into a rat, as we might remember from the 1987 cartoon. Anyway, how they became ninjas is ludicrously explained, and makes it highly unbelievable that they could go toe-to-toe with the Shredder, who was played by... well, his face is hidden in the shadows, so I am not going to tell you to preserve the mystery of his identity. Anyway, like I was saying, it's highly unlikely that they could actually fight the Shredder, especially since this introductory scene establishes the fact that he is not one to be trifled with, and let's not forget that he's been at this ninja thing for far longer than our heroes. Speaking of fighting, some of the action sequences were kind of hard to follow. This was at least partially on purpose due to the fact that the turtles do deliberately fight in the shadows, but this wasn't always the case. But still, when the fights were done well, they were done well. There's plenty of fancy and fluid choreography, and the turtles do find inventive ways to combat their opponents. Getting back to the story, it's pretty simple. The Foot Clan wants control of the city, and they enlist the help of a man known as Eric Sachs, played by William Fichtner, to help them out. Now, while it's made explicitly clear what Eric has to gain from this deadly alliance, we never really learn what's in it for the Foot Clan. Yeah, I know I said that they want control of the city, but the Shredder doesn't look like somebody that would be content with control over just one place. Maybe it's so the entire world would know about them, I'm not sure. Overall, this has been a hard movie for me to rate. Like I said, I do think it's a fun film, and I did like the turtles, but I feel like the movie only scratches the surface in developing them, which is unacceptable due to the fact that the movie does not go overboard with its plot, meaning that they had plenty of room to develop them, alongside getting in plenty of action sequences. Mix that in with my other negative criticisms and the fact that the Shredder is not quite as ruthless after his introductory scene, and I'm going to give this film 6 heroes and a half shell out of a possible 10, and while I do think you should see this movie, if you're gonna see it in theaters, just do so with somebody that you know will pay for your ticket. This has been short and to the point, and I review movies in 5 minutes or less, or your money back. Now, if you'll excuse me... Avi? What the heck are you doing here?
You saw Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Yeah, so?
Why, Colton? You edited my video on why people need to stop giving Michael Bay all their money. I thought that mean you wouldn't see the movie.
Maybe your arguments weren't as strong as you thought they were.
And tell me, did you like this movie?
Sort of,
Were you confident you were going to like this movie?
Not exactly.
Told you, you wasted your money.
Would you get out of here?
Fine.
Now, if you'll excuse me, this whole experience has made me hungry, so I am going to order a pizza. If it's not here in 30 minutes or less, then it's my money back! Well, actually, I will just hang on to my money since it's free and it wouldn't be handed back to me. Forget it. I will see you all next time. Bye.